Shalom, Saints. I'm Sister Carol, and this is Sister Nelly.
Shalom.
And we wanted to speak with the Daughters of Zion today about holiness of dress. We have a lot of young Daughters of Zion that are coming into the faith, and a lot of times they don't know and understand what it means to be holy and to dress holy. So with that said, most of you know the scriptures, Deuteronomy 22:5, that says a woman shouldn't wear that which pertaineth unto a man. And also 1 Timothy 2:9 that says a woman should dress in modest apparel. Well, what does that really mean in our culture? Because we've been raised in a Western society that is the women dress very enticing. Even the clothing that you buy today is made to entice. It's tight fitting. It's not conducive for women of an Eastern culture that are very conservative, which is what we are. We are the descendants of women of Eastern culture, and we want to obey the commandments. We want to follow in the ways that the Most High has given us, and that does also entail dressing holy. Clothes can define who you are. We've been robbed of our culture, and clothes can define who you are. If you look at someone that's dressed a certain way, that's how you would describe them. Oh, they were dressed like so-and-so, or this person, that's how they did. But even in the natural, clothing helps define us by social status, by economic status, and all these things. And we have to take that into consideration. We want to be known by our status, which is the status of the Most High Yah. There's a transition also when you come into holiness. Women, at first, they're so excited and they just want to really just embrace it, but they don't know how. They don't know what to wear. A lot of times women think just putting on a dress or putting on a skirt denotes holiness, but that's not always the case. As you first come in and you embrace it, this is what this video is for. We want to give you examples and ways, and Nelly being newer coming into it than I am, when she first came, she can give you her account of how she really didn't know what to do, how to dress and things like that. So we really thank the Most High for the opportunity to be able to come to you in this. So Sister Nelly.
Shalom, sisters. It is true. I've been in the faith a little over 3 years, and it amazes me how when we first come in, because of how we are trained in this Western society that we live in, how we believe that what we are doing is correct. First and foremost, we're raised in Christianity, or we're Catholics, or what have you, and or we're straight up heathens. But either way, we dress in ways that we think it's acceptable and it's natural and it's normal. And then when we convert into this way, this faith walk, and we come here and we know that there's a difference in the women that are in this walk, and we want to adapt those ways, and we want to mimic what they're doing, because we see that there's a difference, there's a peace, there's a joy in these women. And when we come this way, because of the way we've been trained and the way we dress, we don't see us still not being as holy as we should be. Because, for example, if I used to wear a tight-fitted shirt with leggings, or skinny jeans, or a tight skirt, or a summer dress, all of these things are normal to us out there. The summer dress, although you have a dress and it's loose and it's, not fitted to your body, but it's still maybe strapless, or maybe it's a spaghetti strap, sleeveless. All of these things, we dress this way. And so when we come into the faith, we're told, okay, yes, we wear skirts, we wear dresses, we're ladylike, we cover. So we see all of this, but we don't still understand that the way that society dresses is not the way we should, as set apart Hebrews. So with that said, I came into the faith, and I used to wear shirts, blouses, skirts, dresses, but I didn't realize that I was not supposed to. It's not righteous of me to wear a sleeveless shirt that is showing cleavage, or is showing too much of your underarm / breast, see-through items. Like when I came into the faith, I would wear sleeveless shirts during the summer, not realizing that, there was just a little too much at being exposed. And another thing was I was not used to wearing slips. So when I came to faith, I would wear a skirt, not a slip. Next thing you know, I had a few sisters come to me and say, I can see right through your skirt. Do you have a slip? Do you even own a slip? And I was like, no, I don't. This is not something that I had in mind ever to wear before. So coming this way, I didn't think to wear that anyways. So these are just little nuggets to be more mindful when we're getting dressed. Can people see through my skirt? Wear a slit, or is it too tight? When I walk, is it too fitted to my shape? We all have different shapes. Some of us are skinny with no much shape to begin with. Others have more of an hourglass shape. Others are more meaty here and there. Whatever shape you have to dress to be holy. And I cannot tell you what to wear or what not to wear. You have to determine that yourself, because it has to be in your heart a desire to be holy, to be set apart, to be righteous, not to entice the people around you. Whether it be a woman that you're going to be a stumbling block to because she's offended that you're dressing a certain way, or to be a stumbling block to the men around you, whether they be a heathen or a converted Israelite. You don't want to be offending anyone. So being a set apart daughter of Zion, it's a big deal, and it's up to us to create and build that standard in a firm foundation for those that are coming behind us. And this is all very new to us, but at the same time, we shouldn't neglect our duties in Israel. So, I came into the faith not wearing slips. I came into the faith wearing sleeveless. I came into the faith not realizing that, we had too much of a low cut. Because if my low cuts before I came to faith were all the way to my belly button, and now I come to faith and they're just a V, I'm not seeing that when I bend over, there's stuff still, coming out of me, showing, piercing through, and people seeing. So those are the little things that we have to be mindful. When you're getting dressed, bend over, see if something is exposed. I like to buy a lot of t-shirts, like somewhat like what Sister Carol is wearing, high neck. They are fitted, but then on top of that, I'll wear like a blouse that is buttoned down, or I'll wear a t-shirt that has a V cut. Why? Because I still want to wear these items. There's nothing wrong with them. They're not fitted, but I'll wear a fitted shirt underneath my clothing, and that prevents me exposing myself and offending others as they see my apparel. Now, I was telling Sister Carol, when I was out there, I would wear stuff very fitted, because, it's the trend. It's what's in style now. It's what Hollywood is wearing. So you Google all of this and you go shopping because you want to be, you want to fit in. And the truth is that we are not part of this world. We're totally not of this world. And so, we don't have to seek the approval of man anymore by dressing a certain way. And that is a carnal, heathen, Goyim mentality, that I have to dress according to the world to be accepted. In Israel, we are accepted because we're holy, because we're set apart, because we are righteous, and because we're meek and quiet. That's what Israel stands for holiness and righteousness. So when you come this way, daughters of Zion, please keep in mind, these little details in dress and apparel. It's not just a head covering that is going to set you apart. It's not just a head covering that is going to gain honor, respect towards you. It's not just a head covering that's going to gain you a husband, because or your husband to be more righteous towards you. It's everything. It's your attitude, it's your way of speaking, it's your conduct, and your dress. It's the first thing we see. So all I'm saying is, I understand, because when I came into the faith, there was a lot that I had to learn. A lot of daughters of Zion come this way, and we don't have the time sometimes to sit with every individual sister and say, this is what we notice you're doing still, or maybe you could change this or that. We're not here to impose, but we are here to give just some nuggets of clarity of what are things that you might think that you're dressing holy because you're not wearing that tank top with the leggings, or that mini skirt with that tank top, or a tight see-through shirt. But just because you have a skirt on a shirt, there's still more to do. And like, for example, like I said, your sleeve in a length that if you raise your arm, we're not seeing boobage coming out, or your shirt, if you're bending over to grab something, you don't have to constantly try to fix yourself because you already covered that. And as well, a slip, just to also cover your body. Nobody seeing through your skirt, or seeing that you have what color underwears that day, or what type of underwears. These are just the things that in the world we didn't care if we were bending over to grab something and half of our breasts popped out, or if our underwears were showing. That's the style, so that's okay. That's not acceptable here in Israel. And it's not that we're trying to manage and control what you're wearing. It's just to give some information for those that a light bulb might just turn on and say, I didn't see it that way. I didn't understand it that way. But thank you, I understand now. That was my attitude when I received the correction. I received it in love, and I was like, these sisters do love me because I'm becoming a better daughter of Zion because of the instruction, the correction, the reproval. So this day I pray that you receive this with a good spirit. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you come Passover and fellowshipping with our sisters and our brothers once again.
Very good. Also, one more thing I wanted to point out. Mother Stallings used to always tell us as women, turn around, look at yourself in the mirror from the backside. If you're uncertain, if you have questions about it, if you don't have a husband there to say, honey, what do you think about this, or something like that, then let the ruah that is within you judge your own self. And if you're uncomfortable with it on the inside, why would you take that outside? So, just certain little things, the fitting of your clothes, just like Sister Nelly was saying, watching the exposure on things, because our bodies are not given there for everyone else to gawk at. So we hope this has helped someone. And I do want to leave you with a couple of things. If you see a sister that has been in the faith for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and she's had no change, she still dresses inappropriately, that's a heart condition, and you don't want to pattern yourself after that. We have young children, young daughters of Zion. We want them to take the examples of those that do dress holy, those that do walk in a separate life, that have had a heart conversion, not the ones that are still struggling in that area. So just do take that into consideration and follow the pattern of the sisters here at Straightway, the sisters in the surrounding area, those out there in the other communities that obey the Ruah, that live a set-apart life, that want to keep themselves separate and set apart by their clothing and their dress, and you'll be blessed by it. So we thank you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. So shalom.